What's their story? What souvenir will they exchange after having coffee?
Yvonne, I can't believe our trip is almost over. We're heading back to New York tomorrow morning. How are you feeling, sitting here at Sky High with your latte?
Honestly, Jesse, I'm a little sad. This city really grew on me. I didn't know much about Philadelphia before we came, but now I feel like I could live here. Do you know much about its history?
Actually, I did some reading before the trip. Philadelphia is one of the oldest and most historically significant cities in the entire United States. It was founded in 1682 by William Penn, a Quaker leader from England.
But I remember reading that William Penn wanted it to be a place of religious freedom and peaceful living. The name, Philadelphia, even comes from Greek. It means city of brotherly love, doesn't it?
Exactly. Philos means love, and adelphos means brother. Penn designed the city with a grid layout, which was really innovative for that era. He wanted wide streets and green spaces, so people wouldn't suffer from the fires and diseases that destroyed so many European cities.
That's fascinating. And of course, Philadelphia played a huge role in American independence, right? I think I remember from school that the Declaration of Independence was signed here.
Yes, in 1776. Independence Hall, right here in Philly, is where the Founding Fathers signed both the Declaration of Independence and later the U.S. Constitution in 1787. For about 10 years, from 1790 to 1800, Philadelphia was actually the capital of the United States.
So Washington, D.C. wasn't always the capital. I never knew that. Philadelphia must have been incredibly lively and powerful back then.
It was the largest city in North America at that time, and one of the most important ports in the world. Merchants, politicians, scientists, and thinkers all gathered here. Benjamin Franklin, who lived most of his life in Philadelphia, founded the first public library, the first fire department, and the University of Pennsylvania here.
Benjamin Franklin really was ahead of his time. And I remember walking past Eastern State Penitentiary yesterday. That building is so dark and eerie. When was that built?
It opened in 1829. It was actually the world's most famous prison at the time, and its design influenced prison architecture around the globe. Al Capone was even held there for a while. But let's talk about lighter history. Did you know Philly has a strong connection to the American Revolution, to the Liberty Bell?
Yes, we saw it yesterday. The crack in the bell is so iconic. I read that it was originally rung to mark important public events, but the crack appeared sometime in the early 1800s, and they had to stop ringing it.
That's right. There are different theories about when and how the crack happened, but it became a symbol of freedom and was especially meaningful to the abolitionist movement. People who were fighting to end slavery. They called it the Liberty Bell because of the inscription on it. Proclaim liberty throughout all the land.
That context makes the bell feel so much more powerful. I got chills standing near it. Philadelphia really is a city that shaped so much of what America became.
Absolutely. And it kept reinventing itself too. Through the Industrial Revolution, waves of immigration in the 19th and 20th centuries, and its modern renaissance as a center for education, medicine, and the arts. I think that's part of why the city feels so alive and layered.
So, Jesse, now that we're reflecting on the whole trip, what was your absolute favorite experience in Philadelphia?
Oh, that's tough. If I had to pick one, I'd say visiting the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Not just the art inside, but running up those famous rocky steps out front. I felt like a little kid, throwing my arms up at the top.
I got a video of you doing that. You were so dramatic. I love the museum too. The collection inside is breathtaking. I could have spent 2 full days in there. The Impressionist gallery especially took my breath away.
Same. I love the armor collection from medieval Europe too. It was like stepping back in time. What about you, Yvonne? What was your personal highlight of the trip?
My highlight was definitely reading Terminal Market on our first morning. The energy in there was incredible. All the local vendors, the smells of fresh baked bread and roasted coffee, the Pennsylvania Dutch stalls with their homemade jams and pies.
Oh, the scrapple. I tried scrapple for the first time there. It was interesting. Not sure I'd order it again, but I'm glad I tried it. It's such a Philly thing.
You had the most confused look on your face after that first bite. I stuck with a soft pretzel and it was amazing, so chewy and salty. Totally different from the ones we get back in New York.
Everything food-wise was a step up here. Honestly, our dinner at that restaurant in Old City, the one with the brick walls and the jazz playing in the background, that was one of the best meals I've had in years.
The lamb chops. Don't remind me. Now I'm hungry all over again. But beyond food, I really loved the neighborhood walks. Elfreth's Alley was a total surprise. I had no idea that a street from the 1700s still exists in such perfect condition.
It's the oldest continuously inhabited street in the United States. Those tiny colonial row houses are still lived in today. I felt like I had walked onto a movie set. It was surreal.
And speaking of neighborhoods, the Fishtown area surprised me too. I was expecting it to be more industrial, but it was so vibrant. All those murals, the independent bookshops, the vinyl record stores.
Philadelphia has an incredible mural arts program, apparently. Over 4,000 murals throughout the city. They really celebrate their community that way. It gives the whole city this colorful, expressive personality.
I loved that. It made me think, New York has so much, but sometimes it can feel overwhelming. Philadelphia has this more human-sized energy, if that makes sense. Big enough to be exciting, but approachable.
That's exactly the right way to put it. Approachable is a great word for Philly. People here were so friendly, too. Remember when we got a little lost near South Street, and that couple actually walked us to where we needed to go?
Yes. They refused to just give directions. They said, "Come on, we'll walk you there." That would rarely happen in New York. I was really touched by that.
It really made the city feel warm. And the South Street Bridge at sunset, we lucked out with that perfect golden light. Those photos are going straight onto my wall.
Honestly, this whole trip reminded me why I love to travel, even somewhere relatively close to home. You don't have to cross the ocean to discover something new. Philadelphia felt like a real discovery.
Oh, before I forget, I got you something. I wanted to wait until our last coffee together to give it to you. Here, open it.
Jesse, you didn't have to do that. Oh, it's beautiful. A little ceramic Liberty Bell ornament with a blue ribbon. Where did you find this?
There was a little artisan shop near Independence Hall. You were across the street taking photos of the visitor center. The woman who runs the shop actually makes them by hand. Each one is slightly different.
That makes it so much more special. I'll hang it in my kitchen window so the light shines through it. Thank you, Jesse. I genuinely love it. Actually, and this is perfect timing. I have something for you too.
No way, you got me a souvenir too? Let me see.
I spotted it at Reading Terminal Market when you wandered off to try the scrapple. It's a small illustrated map of Philadelphia printed on vintage-style paper, showing all the historic sites. I thought you'd appreciate it since you love history so much.
Yvonne, this is wonderful. Look at the detail. They've illustrated Independence Hall, Eastern State Penitentiary, the Rocky Steps, even Elfreth's Alley. I'm gonna frame this. Seriously, I love maps, and this one is gorgeous.
I thought it would remind you of everything we talked about. All that history you shared with me. You were basically my personal tour guide this trip, so it felt right.
I'll take personal tour guide as a compliment. You know, I also picked up a few other small things throughout the week. I got my mom a box of Philly chocolate from that amazing chocolatier near Rittenhouse Square.
Oh, that shop was incredible. I bought myself a dark chocolate and sea salt bar from there. I've already eaten half of it, honestly. I also got a few postcards. I still love sending actual physical postcards. Call me old-fashioned.
Not old-fashioned at all. It's a lovely habit. Who did you send them to?
My parents, my older sister, and my college roommate who lives in Chicago. I wrote little notes on each one about what I'd seen that day. My mom especially loves getting postcards. She keeps every single one I've ever sent her in a big binder.
That's such a sweet image. A binder of all your travels. I should start doing that. I tend to just take hundreds of photos and then never organize them. They just sit on my phone forever.
Story of my life before I started the postcard habit. But since you mentioned photos, did you manage to get a good one of the Philly cheesesteak yesterday? Mine came out blurry because I was too hungry to hold still.
I got a great one. The cheese was perfectly melted and still steaming. It was the golden hour for cheesesteak photography. I'll send it to you. It'll make a great food memory photo.
Please do. And you know what? I think we should make this an annual tradition. Pick a new city within a few hours of New York and do a long weekend trip. We work so well as travel partners.
I was just thinking the same thing. Maybe Baltimore next? Or Boston? Or we could go further. Pittsburgh, Washington, D.C.?
All excellent options. I vote we each research one city and pitch it to each other over dinner next month. May the best city win.
Deal. And with that, I think we should order one more coffee to toast the end of a wonderful trip. To Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love.
To Philadelphia. And to us. Two New Yorkers who found out that sometimes the best adventures are just 2 hours down the road. Cheers, Jesse.
Cheers, Yvonne. Same time next year, wherever that may be.